The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson up here in our Parks Racing third floor studio with Dick Girardi, and we have a great show for you today. 3-year-olds make their final preparations for the Kentucky Derby in the Toyota Bluegrass, the Santa Anita Derby, and the Wood. And a Parks owner will be going to the Kentucky Oaks by way of winning the Ashland Stakes. So lots of excitement, and the Derby's really starting to take shape now.
3 weeks from today, if I'm counting correctly, Danny, we're done with all the major preps. There is the Lexington today. There are some points, but really I think we know who's going to be in the race. At this point, with a few exceptions, some horses could come out, some more could get in, but we know what the points list is, and the Derby's coming soon.
Well, we're going to talk about some races here, but he's starting to get a feeling, because I have a feeling of who I like.
You do?
I do.
Really?
I do.
Right. Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I was there this time last year. I like Rich Strike, and I stayed with him the whole way.
If truer words were spoken.
Yeah, I never even knew who he was at this time last
nobody
year.
did.
I didn't know when we were on our way to the track that day. I said, who is this horse that just got scratched into the race?
We didn't know at dinner that night after he won who it was.
Yeah, we still couldn't remember his name, but we loved him anyway.
We certainly did. Well, let's get into some 3-year-old Derby preps. We're going to get right to Keeneland. It's the Grade 1 Toyota Bluegrass $1 million purse. It's a big one, going 1.125 miles for the 3-year-olds, and our favorite is Tappet Trice for Todd Pletcher.
Yeah, won the Tampa Bay Derby, looked good doing it, son of Tappet. Todd Pletcher owns these Derby preps. He has for years. He's got the favorite in the Bluegrass.
And Brad Cox has the second choice with Verifying.
Yeah, Verifying has something that not a lot of the Derby contenders have this year, Danny. Speed. He's going to be in the race the whole way.
Here's the call, the Grade 1 Toyota Bluegrass.
Tappet Trice down toward the inside, midway on the turn is 7th. Blazing Sevens is in 8th. Sun Thunder is in 9th. Raise Kane is 10th, and a gap of 5 more lengths. Hayes Strike, last of the 11. Onto the backstretch they go. Opening quarter, 23.32 seconds. Clear the Air leads at 3/4 of a length. Verifying goes second by a length. Major Blue is third. Here's Tappet Trice. Tappet Trice is moving out in the center of the track at the midpoint of the backstretch. Has Mendelssohn's March right there to his inside. They stack up outside of Major Blue. Classic Car Wash down toward the rail behind them. Tight traffic headed to the far turn as Clear the Air continues to show the way in 48.04 seconds. Clear the Air leads at 3/4 of a length. Here's Verifying in second. Tappet Trice going to be wide to the far turn. Major Blue between horses third, 2 lengths off the lead. Classic Car Wash is in 4th. Blazing Sevens has to go to the center of the track in 5th and is still running 5 lengths from the front. Raise Kane has nearly 10 lengths to make up. So does Scooby Quando. Verifying the leader. Top of the stretch. Tappet Trice is coming on to the outside. Clear the Air drops back. Blazing Sevens is 4th. Mendelssohn's March is 5th. Verifying. Tappet Trice going at it for the lead. 1/8 of a mile to go. Toyota Bluegrass. Verifying is right there to the inside. Tappet Trice is right alongside. Past the 16th pole. Tappet Trice puts ahead in front. Tappet Trice. Tappet Trice.
And Luis Saez rode Tappet Trice from start to finish, but did get the win.
Yeah, I think what they were going to like here, Danny, is he had a little more speed, got a little better position than he did at Tampa Bay when he was so far back, which maybe gets him in mid-pack in the Derby. You really don't want to be 15th or further back. Normally you don't. I thought Verifying ran really well. I think that the top 2 separated themselves clearly from the pack. I think both are significant contenders for 3 weeks from today.
Absolutely. Here's more with the winning trainer, Todd Pletcher.
He didn't jump well, but then he gained a little momentum, and it got a little hairy going into the first turn. But when he was able to kind of secure that spot, Luis was able to take him out in the clear down the backside. It felt like that was the position we had hoped to get into, and once he got into that stride, I thought we were in good shape.
And I'm going to say here right now on air, I like Tappet Trice to win the Belmont Stakes, not the Kentucky Derby.
Interesting. Well, that's Todd's race, and the sons of Tappet love to win the Belmont Stakes. And speaking of Todd Pletcher, he's even outdone himself, right? He's dominated these prep races for years. I wrote about it on Let'sGoRacingParks.com this week. Wins the Louisiana Derby with Kingsmarch, wins the Florida Derby with Forte. Now he's won the Bluegrass. So he's won half of the final 6 major preps this year. So he is really live. He has had 62 starters in the Derby. He's only won twice. I don't think he's ever brought a stronger hand than he's bringing this year.
A strong Todd squad, as they like to call it around the racetrack. Looking forward to see what he does moving forward. Well, let's go out to California. It's the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby. $750,000 is the purse for our 3-year-olds. A mile and an eighth, and Practical Move, a real Timyak team horse, is our favorite.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gotten better in the last couple of races. I mean, he looks like a different horse all of a sudden, and he was really good in the San Felipe. And if he comes back to that, he's going to be hard to beat.
And I say a real Timyak team horse because he trained him
Yes.
before as National Treasure, was a Bob Baffert horse. Now moved to Timyak team as our second choice favorite.
Yeah, everybody seems to think that Practical Move was a Baffert horse. He wasn't, as Danny points out, but National Treasure clearly was. And he's a horse who's got a lot of talent. The question is, can he put it together in this race?
And it's 1 in Vermilion by a length and a half. Low expectations, second by the same margin. National Treasure puts his head into third, and Practical Move matches strides with him along the rail, and now takes that third spot heading to the half-mile pole. Mandarin Hero is just 3.5 lengths off the speed. Dazzle Me Silver inches up inside of Skinner, and I don't get it at the back of a compact field. Less than a half mile to go in the run-happy Santa Anita Derby. And 1 in Vermilion has been there throughout. Practical Move has room at the rail, moving closer effortlessly. And here's Practical Move within a head of the front runner. On the outside, there goes Skinner. And Skinner's making a bold early move with a 1/4 mile to go. National Treasure is just behind him. And now it's Practical Move squaring off with Skinner on the outside. Mandarin Hero running a valiant race. He's moving right into contention, splitting rivals with 1/8 mile to go. Practical Move a length. Mandarin Hero grinding away at him. And Skinner on the outside. Practical Move. Here's Mandarin Hero surging. Practical Move, Mandarin Hero, Practical Move!
And Practical Move gets the win, and jockey Ramon Vasquez very excited, obviously, after the wire.
Yeah, look, this is a nice horse. He's gotten 2 great trips in a row, Danny, but I loved how tough he was, and even if you watch the gallop out, he kept running. The Mandarin Hero, the Japanese horse, he was really good. Just missed by a nose. His issue is he may not have enough points to get in. Right now, he's out. He's going to lose a lot of defections, but the Japanese have, speaking of strong hands, it might be the Japanese versus Todd Pletcher to win the Derby.
Yeah, we got the Japanese horse that won the UAE Derby. Fun fact, just want to point out, Practical Move's breeder is Chad Brown.
Yeah, what's up with that?
That's really cool.
Yeah, why isn't he training this horse if he bred the horse? What up?
I guess they sold him.
I guess
but I
they
love
did.
the damn Act Naughty. She was really cool. But here's more with our winning jockey, Ramon Vasquez.
What's it feel like to be heading to Louisville with a horse like this?
No, I feel amazing. You know, it's, when you ride a good horse like that, that's a you dream always. You know, ride some horse like that and then go to the Kentucky Derby.
Moving on to the third of our Derby prep races, it's the Grade 2 Wood up at Aqueduct, $750,000 purse, a mile and an eighth, and our favorite is Hit Show for Brad Cox.
Yeah, not a good post all the way on the outside. 8-5, looked good winning the Withers, and Brad Cox is another guy who's got a lot of Derby horses this year.
And Todd Pletcher is our second choice, but Dreamlight coming from the inside post for Rapoli and St. Elias Stable.
Yeah, hasn't even won a maiden race yet, and he's a second choice in the Wood Memorial, which might tell you something about Todd, also might tell you something about the quality of this field.
On the front end, it's Arctic Arrogance, who's in front, is up by 3/4 of a length. There's Lord Miles, and Uncle Jake is going to be 3 wide as they work towards the backstretch. Dreamlike is down towards the inside, is now challenging for that third spot. There's Hit Show. Hit Show is out in the center of the racetrack, is in 5th, is only a length and a half, now 2, off the battling front runners. Further back in the field comes Knox. Knox is followed by Slip Mahoney, who had that trouble. Then comes Mr. Swagger, General Banker. Another 4 lengths back. There is Shadow Dragon, then Classic Catch, and the trailer is Croupy. 24-4 for the opening 1/4 mile. They went 49 seconds flat for the half-mile time, and on the front end, it's Arctic Arrogance. It's Arctic Arrogance who's still up by a half length, approaches a half-mile left to go. The New York bred is going to try and take him all the way. Here comes the maiden Dreamlike up on the outside. Uncle Jake is still in that mix as well. Hit Show is driven along, not making up the ground yet. Now starts to get some momentum. Dropping back there was Knox, is rallying on. Here comes Lord Miles, who's ranging up 4 wide. Arctic Arrogance went 1 minute 12 and 4 for 3/4 of a mile. There's a group of 4 up front, and Dreamlike is about to take command. It's Dreamlike who's ready to challenge a very game Arctic Arrogance, who's gutting it out towards the inside. Arctic Arrogance is there. Dreamlike. Hit Show is up on the outside, and Lord Miles, a huge number, is trying to pull off a shocker. 4 across the racetrack in the wood. Hit Show is now put a nose in front. Dreamlike is still there. Lord Miles up on the outside. They're coming down to the finish. Hit Show, Lord Miles, Hit Show, Lord Miles, Lord Miles!
And Paco Lopez at 59-1 gets the win for trainer Safi Joseph with Lord Miles.
Yeah, well, this is the son of Curlin, so there's some bloodlines there, but there's absolutely no paper. This horse is beaten badly by Tapatroce in the Tampa Bay Derby. Danny, I couldn't come up with this horse in a million years.
Nope.
93 buyer. I think you can take the wood like you usually do, put a line through it, throw them all out. Last 20 years of Wood Memorials, as our buddy Dave Grenning pointed out, 40 Derby starters, none have hit the board. Throw them all out. Get rid of them.
So Lord Miles won't be another Rich Strike?
He will not. And you heard it here first. Of course, I did like Rich Strike last year. You do have to remember that.
We're going to head to our first break. We have a great feature for you on one of our Parks family owners for the Ashland Stakes, all coming up after this break.
Peace and Justice. Lifetime. He sired over 60% winners from starters and nearly 40% two-year-old winners from starters. His runners have won or placed in nearly 40% of their starts, with average earnings per starter well above his stud fee. In 2022, his progeny won at 14 racetracks in 10 states. Peace and Justice, standing at Blackstone Farm, PA.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, let's get back to Keeneland. It's the Central Bank Ashland Stakes. It's a grade 1 for 3-year-old fillies going a mile and 16th, and our favorite is Punch Bowl.
Yeah, Punch Bowl, solid paper, Danny, but as we talk about these 3-year-old fillies, they're not very fast this year, so there's always possibilities of some upsets. Somebody's going to show up and run big.
And Wonder Wheel, the 2-year-old champ, is our second choice.
Yeah, did not really come back with a huge race, so the people are thinking maybe this will be the time. Mark Cassio almost guaranteed victory here. We'll see how smart he was.
But our hearts are with Defining Purpose. Keep an eye on her. She's the number 6 horse. Here's the call of the grade 1 Ashland.
Effortlessly Elegant is the leader. Leads at 3/4 of a length. Defining Purpose second. Julia Shining goes to third. Punch Bowl is fourth toward the inside. 2 lengths from the front. Wonder Wheel fifth up on the outside. 4 lengths off the lead. Then Guns and Graces. Pride of the Nile last. They come to the quarter pole. Defining Purpose tries to draw alongside of Effortlessly Elegant. Now Punch Bowl seeks running room, changing lanes toward the outside. Julia Shining is right there with her. Wonder Wheel is a wide fifth, 3 from the front. Defining Purpose has the lead. Into the final furlong, Central Bank Ashland. Julia Shining is contesting second with Punch Bowl. Defining Purpose in front by 2.5 lengths.
And Defining Purpose gets the win, and at good odds, too.
Yeah, 20-1, our man Kenny McPeak, and really local connections here, Danny.
Yep. Our very own Bruce Costello met with Guy Pastore, one of the owners of Defining Purpose, and owns some horses here at Parks with the Pewter Stable.
Including
and
Winning Time.
Yeah.
Our 2-year-old
really exciting. Really exciting for this Philly connections. Here's more with the story.
This has been quite a year for thoroughbred owner Dr. Gaetano Pastore. The cardiologist practicing in Wilmington, Delaware, won one of the biggest races as an owner back in November in the Pennsylvania Nursery Stakes with 2-year-old PA champion Winning Time.
Winning Time, Gordian Knot on the outside, a big run from Vison. Winning Time.
Winning Time was special, and I think Kate would call me and say, hey, this is a special horse. This is the best of the crop. And so, I was happy to be involved with Winning Time. It was a tough race. There were good horses in that race. They were all young horses. Gosh, he held on to win in the end. Was great.
The Pennsylvania Nursery Stakes was great, but a week ago Friday, he won his biggest race of his life when 20-1 shot Defining Purpose won the Grade 1 Ashland Stakes at historic Keeneland Racetrack in Lexington, Kentucky.
Defining Purpose has the lead. Into the final furlong, Central Bank Ashland. Julia Shining is contesting second with Punch Bowl. Defining Purpose in front by 2.5 lengths.
Yeah, it was awesome, awesome. I was shocked that she was 20-1. Maybe I was biased, but I thought the horse was coming into the race really well. She was training lights out. She had a lot of talent.
We're going down the backside, and I was just thinking to myself, just be patient, just wait, and just let her travel well. And that's what she did. When she turned for home, she kicked on, and with the short stretch to the 16th pole, I was pretty confident in her.
I had no idea what to expect. I'm kind of in the winner's circle, and we get a picture taken, and I'm sort of dazed and walking around, and Kenny McPeak, our trainer, says, hey, everyone come with me. So we're walking somewhere. I don't know where we're going. And we go right into this boardroom. And what an awesome time. We got to meet some really nice folks there, and champagne and all kinds of things. So Kenny gave a great speech and thanked the owners and his assistants, and just very gracious. So it was a great time.
Now it's on to the Kentucky Oaks, horse racing's holy grail for fillies in this country. It's the Friday before the Kentucky Derby, so there will be excitement overload at Churchill Downs.
This is kind of what you hope for, what you dream for as an owner. And to have that opportunity, this is really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I hope it's better than that, but I'll take it, and it's going to be a great ride, and we're really excited about it.
You know, I'd love to think we have a big chance. I've had a case of Ricky Bobby at the Kentucky Oaks. I've been second 3 times, which is a little frustrating, but you can't hit anything if you're not in it, and we got a real chance. I think she's going to come into it just right.
Dr. Pastore is grateful for both his trainers, Kenny McPeak and Kate DeMasi from Parks. Both are 2 of the best in the country.
My initial interest in Kenny was he just is an ambassador to the game. He clearly loves the game. He loves horses. He loves horse racing. Kate keeps getting it done. She does a great job. Her and Greg. And, I think she's going to have a really nice year. Can't wait till Winning Time gets back on the track.
Hopefully, more incredible memories are about to come. For Let's Go Racing, I'm Bruce Casella.
Oh, what a great story. That was cool that Bruce got out to sit with Guy, and we'll all be rooting for him in the Oaks, that's for sure.
No question, and it's wide open, and why not? Kenny McPeak, our man, why not win the Oaks?
Yeah, he's been right there knocking on the door a few times. He knows how to get these big fillies.
Yes, he
Swiss skydiver, he's had some really good ones. Let's go defining purpose. Well, let's keep it going at Keeneland. It's the Grade 2 Shakertown Stakes, 5.5 furlongs on the turf, $350,000, and our favorite is the Pennsylvania bred Caravel.
Yeah, last seen on the track, Danny, at 42-1, beating the boys in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. Lizzie Merriman, of course, the breeder. Now Brad Cox trains his horses. Changed hands a few times, but man, she is some tough runner when she gets, especially when she's loose on the lead.
She certainly is. Here's the call to Shakertown.
Caravel against the rail, leads it by a half length. Bad Beat Brian is second by 2 lengths. Artima City Limits is in third. Mr. Is in fourth. Stitch just fifth up on the outside. Arrest Me Red is still far back. 1/8 of a mile to go. Caravel the leader. Bad Beat Brian is there. Stitch is there. Arrest Me Red on the far outside. Bad Beat Brian right alongside of Caravel. Arrest Me Red is third, still 4 lengths away. Caravel fights on. Bad Beat Brian is right alongside. Oceanic is running late. Down to the wire. Caravel!
And Caravel went to the lead and never looked back. A really strong win. And cool, Lizzie Merriman was there just as a fan. She's her breeder, former owner, former trainer. But it's great that she's getting to enjoy this.
No, it's a great story. And she was 2-1 this time. I'm like 42-1. It just wouldn't get past. And the aptly named Bad Beat Brian was second at 40-1. The horse never stopped trying, but Caravel, you can't get by her.
Well, let's check out some Parks connections that took on Grade 1 Company and the Grade 1 Carter up at Aqueduct. $300,000 purse going 7 furlongs, and Repo Rocks was our deserving favorite for trainer Jamie Ness.
Yeah, won 4 in a row, including a stake up in a couple stakes in New York. And got a break when White Barrio had to scratch. White Barrio was clearly the horse to beat, so now Repo Rocks an odds-on favorite.
It's Little Vic who's ready to challenge. Today's Flavor is battling on towards the inside. Expressman is trying to come back, and here comes the run from Repo Rocks, but still has 4 lengths to make up as they reached the top of the stretch. Little Vic is trying to shake loose. Today's Flavor is in for the fight. Repo Rocks, Expressman, Doppelganger, and also Bold Journey is back for more. Anyone's race in the Carter. Today's Flavor is very game to the inside. Repo Rocks in between horses. Here comes Doppelganger. It's still Today's Flavor. Doppelganger's trying to pull it off. Doppelganger on the grandstand side. Doppelganger!
And Doppelganger, the longest odds on the board at 17-1, gets the win. And he's a nice horse in his own self. He used to be with Bob Baffert, now in the Brittany Russell barn, and really figuring it out.
Yeah, they've been nothing but route races. All of a sudden, they dropped him back to the 7/8s. It seemed like the right spot. And you're right, last year was in Arkansas Derby, finished 4th. 3 for 3 now for Brittany Russell. A lot of winning streaks. One of them was finally broken. Repo Rocks, I don't think he had the same pop he had in some of those other races, but we were able to catch up with Jamie Ness, and he had something to say about his star animal in second in a Grade 1.
Yeah, he got in between horses there and looked like maybe down the lane he was going to, squeeze out, maybe run 4th or 5th, but he kind of dug back in and stuck his head out and got up for second at the wire, which was, I was proud of him for that. Just we were second best.
Jamie said that him and the family had a great time up in New York, so they didn't get the Grade 1 win, but they did get to see a Broadway play.
There
so
you
how
go.
cool
And
is
second
that?
in a Grade 1 is not bad, and certainly Repo Rocks will be back for some more action.
Absolutely. Well, let's get to some Parks local racing. It's Monday's 9th race, Pennsylvania bred allowance race for our fillies and mares going 6 furlongs, $50,000 purse, and our favorite is my selection, Mia Tusca.
Yeah, just most recently, Danny's second by a neck in the same condition and looks like a really solid horse in here.
Jezebel Jade for Ernesto Padilla Preciado is our second choice at 7-2.
Yeah, I thought this race was kind of wide open. I didn't have a great feeling for it, but I always thought you probably had the right horse.
Moon Boot says dropping back out of it on the inside. It is, as I said, and here comes our Uptown girl. Charging down the center of the track is Mia Tosca. Also, watch out for Chelsea Wall. She is flying down the center of the track, but it is our Uptown girl who is in command here. There's a 16th left to go. Our Uptown girl, Mia Tosca, gaining, Chelsea Wall flying. It's going to be a photo.
And Mia Tosca gets up for the win, and boy, she went over $100,000 in earnings, bred by our friends Blackstone Farm. We're going to have a nice feature from them coming up in a week or two.
Yep.
But she's a nice filly, and she kind of been touting herself in the barn, so she gave me a good tip-off.
Yeah, that's really not fair. You're around there all the time. You had a little bit of an edge on me in that one. Darling Donna, my pick. I think she more needs an outside post, needs more closer to the lead. That was the situation there, but Mia Tosca the best.
Yeah. Well, we're going to head to our another break. When we come back, we have some race recap and our jockey and trainer of the week. It's a good one.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our jockey and trainer of the week is brought to you by Turning for Home, our racehorse retirement program. Jockey of the week, Michael Sanchez. 4-win day Tuesday. Ruben took the lead Monday. Michael said, no.
Yeah.
He came back with a 4-win day and took that lead right back.
Yeah, I mean, we're only a couple of months into the season, but this could be right to the end of the year.
I think it's going to be. And trainer of the week, congratulations, Scott Lake. It does not get any better than Scott, but if you've noticed, he's had a couple of multiple win days, and if he's not winning, he's getting second or third.
Has Scott won many races in his career? Oh, yes, he has.
Over 7,000 winners served. I have a really cool Scott Lake t-shirt that he gave me that says that. I love it. Well, let's get to some race recap. It's the Madison, the Grade 1 Madison at Keeneland. $600,000 for our fillies and mares. And, of course, Goodnight Olive, the returning champ, is in here and just dominant.
Yeah, that was kind of the theme of the day, right? We had Carabelle, returning Breeders' Cup champ. Goodnight Olive, obviously the filly mare sprint champ, and she wins pretty convincingly. A little tight at the end. Ends up winning by a length at the wire.
Yeah, and shout out to Society, our cotillion winner was in there, and she finished up nice. We'll look forward to seeing her move forward.
2 turns, look out, get her on the lead.
Absolutely. Well, it's our fillies and mares in the Santa Anita Oaks, 3-year-old fillies rather, going 1 mile and 16th. It's a grade 2, 400,000. And Bob Baffert, Feza, I mean, she is the best horse in the race.
Yeah, Feza is undefeated. She's now going to be 5 for 5. She's going to dominate this race, win by 6.5 lengths. She would be the favorite for the Kentucky Oaks if she could run in the Kentucky Oaks, but she can't because she's trained by Bob Baffert, who's banned from Churchill until the day after this year's Derby. $725,000 purchase at Timonium last year, right after the Preakness. Feza, we'll see her later in the year.
Be interesting why Michael Lund Peterson, the owner, didn't decide to move over, but maybe an Oaks win is not that big of a deal to him.
Yeah, he's won some big races before. Maybe we'll see her at the Black-Eyed Susan at Pimlico.
That'd be pretty cool. I'll be there to root her on. Well, talking about the Black-Eyed Susan, it's time for Ion Racing, and Laurel Park has a big day. Federico Tessio, that is a win and you're in for the Preakness Stakes.
It is indeed, and it has been. The local horses, that's how they get their trip into the Preakness.
Yeah, and keep an eye for some Parks horses shipping down. And of course, the grade 1 Apple Blossom at Oaklawn Park, and Keeneland has a big race today too.
And the Lexington, the 3-year-old's last chance to get Derby points.
Well, that wraps it up for Dick and I. We're going to head into our final break, but when we come back, we're going to preview a race and talk about some cool things coming up here at Parks.
Chapman Ford of Philadelphia is the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region. Again! And we've got new EcoSport, Escape, Explorer, Bronco Sport, and even F-150 inventory, all here and more on the way. And right now, you can lease a new Escape for just $329 a month. Only $329 a month for a new Escape. Or lease a new Explorer for only $399 a month. Just $399 a month for a new Explorer. Chapman Ford of Philadelphia, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, we're in news and notes, and we are going to preview a race for you. It's Monday's 9th race, a starter allowance. They had to run for the $8,000 claiming tag or less, going 7 furlongs, $30,000 purse. I won last week with Mia Tuska, so you pick first.
I do, and I'm going with the appropriately named Get the W. The 10-year-old made his debut February of 2016 at Gulfstream Park. Danny is a 9-year-old last year, 15 starts, 7 wins, 5 seconds, coming off a win. This horse, in his 94th start, will win again.
He likes to win. That's why his name's Get the W. I'm going to go with Sugu Star for trainer Lou Linder, coming off a nice second-place finish with Dexter Haddock. I'm going to like this horse going the 7/8 distance. I think that's a little far for Get the W personally, and I think I'm going to do it be a repeat winner.
We'll see how far.
We'll see. Well, we have some fun stuff coming up. Of course, we have our golf outing coming up May 4th, and we are offering a Flightline halter. How cool is that?
Flightline halter. I want a Flightline halter.
Well, come get your raffle tickets or silent auction, however we do it. But you will get the chance to own a piece of greatness.
All right, I like it.
And I'm going to model it. I already said I want to wear it around.
There you go.
Because it's coming right off the horse's head and sent right to Bruce Casella's house. How neat is that?
Said. It's nice to know the owner. It's always helpful.
Well, that's fun because that's May 4th, but then that Saturday is Kentucky Derby Day. And if you're not going to the Kentucky Derby, come here at Parks because that's where all the fun will be.
Yeah, we'll be here. We'll be hanging out.
Gates open at 10 a.m., first post 12:40. They're going to have a band. They're going to have a DJ. They're going to have the picnic area. They're going to have live racing. It's going to be great.
It will be great, and Danny will have the Derby winner, and if she doesn't, I will.
I'm starting to get a good feeling about one of the horses. I really am.
I know you are.
I'll hold it on for next week.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps it up for Dick and I. Bruce has given us the wrap-up sign. We hope you had a great show. We sure did. We'll see you next week on Let's Go Racing.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is drawing away. And Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby.